Hi everybody, welcome back to Tips for You. Today I have some tips for those of you with curly hair. Curly hair is beautiful, but it's also more sensitive to dryness. And curly hair has to be treated much more delicately than other hair types. Curly hair dries up gets dry quicker because the scalp oils that naturally come down the hair shaft to condition your hair often don't make it down that far. And a lot of people think that curly hair is very coarse and hard and thick, but it's really baby fine and soft most of the time, very soft hair. So some tips for you. First of all, don't shampoo your hair too often. Those of you with curly hair should really try to limit your shampooing and washing your hair to once a week. Now in between, you can rinse your hair and use a moisturizer or conditioner on the ends to keep it nice and soft and manageable, but shampooing it too much is just going to create dried out frizzy hair. Okay, you'll also want to use as little heat as possible if you can. Air drying is always best. It's what brings up the curl. So if you need to use a blow dryer, be sure you get a diffuser device that goes on the end of your blow dryer, and it kind of looks like a big round attachment, and it goes on the end and it keeps the heat away from the hair but distributes it in such a way that it keeps the curl in the hair. Another tip that I have for you is when you come out of the shower or you just washed your hair, don't rub your hair. Just put the towel around your head, and then if your hair is still dripping, you just kind of gently scrunch it a little bit like this to remove the excess moisture, but you don't want to be rough on the hair. Use as little products as you can. Moisturizing products are good, leave-in conditioners, but not too much because you don't want to weigh the hair down. You want to allow that natural curl to spring to life and to come to life. Now if you're looking for a hairstylist, be picky. Cutting curly hair is really an art, and it's very much a specialty. So do try to find a stylist who specializes in curly hair. If you're having trouble and you see someone on the street and you love their hair and it's similar to yours, ask the girl where she got her hair cut, and then she'll tell you and you can go to that person. And when you go to the salon, be sure that you have a consultation first. Sit down, let her look at your hair when it's dry without products in it and styling so she can get a good feel for what your hair is like, or he, if you have a male stylist, and they can determine what's best for your hair before you wet it down. And the types of cuts that work well with curly hair, well, you don't want to go too much into the curly hair and cut it up. You want it to be more on the natural, messy kind of styling way. You can cut into it a bit and add some layers. That's always nice. Perhaps around the face or at the ends, but you don't want to cut into it too much. You don't want to disturb the natural fall of the curl. And even if for those of you that have wavy hair, the same principle goes. You want to make sure that when you have a haircut, that you start the haircut where the natural wave falls. Like if you have wavy hair and it's long and you want long layers, be sure to pay attention where your natural wave begins, because if you cut too short, you're going to lose that natural wave, and you're going to create a situation where your hair gets poofed out or it behaves irrationally and you can't style it at all. And for really curly hair like we're talking about, try to avoid those blunt short cuts, because then your hair tends to just really poof out straight. So longer cuts work better for really curly hair. I think there's nothing prettier than long, curly ringlet type hair. And again, you can keep it controlled by cutting some layers into it, but you don't want to go crazy. And never have a razor used on your hair. So tell your stylist no razors, because it's just going to contribute to frizz. Now of course in the summer months and times like that, your hair can be subject to more frizzing. So what you can do to avoid that is to use a little bit of an anti-frizz serum. And Dove makes a nice one. It's called Intense Anti-Frizz. And just put that on your hair when you need to try to calm the frizzing down. Also, when you use your blow dryer, using a cool setting will help that. And anybody who has hair that's prone to frizzing, using the blow dryer on the cool setting when you're done drying your hair will close the cuticle, and it will help minimize frizzing. I do it as well. So if I'm blow drying my hair and I'm, considering myself finished, I will hit my hair now with the cool setting to close the cuticle, and so I can avoid frizzing as much as I possibly. So I hope those of you with curly hair will find this video helpful. It's definitely a specialty hair area. Like I said, you're going to have to seek out a special stylist who will work well with your hair. And if you walk into a salon and you sit down in the chair talking to the stylist and you just don't feel comfortable with her, she's not letting you feel like, or he is not letting you feel comfortable or like they're understanding what you want, move on. Don't stay, or just say you're going to think about it. You want the right combination of your personality and their personality so that you find something that really works for you. And lots of times bringing in a picture can be very helpful, and then you can ask them, will this work for me? Because a lot of times we love a hairstyle, but it just will not work for us. And you'll want the honest opinion, because you don't want a hairstyle that you have to work so hard to try to mimic it on your hair, because you're just going to fight an uphill battle. And that's especially true with curly hair. You have to be very careful with that hair. Wearing curly hair, as I said, longer is always beneficial because the weight of the hair, especially if you have coarse curly hair, will help to keep the hair lying flat and straighter if you want. And if you have a few curls that didn't curl up and they're kind of unruly, you can always take a little curling iron and just wrap it around for a second and pull the hair out and just give that little curl a little boost. So I hope you have found this video helpful for those of you with curly hair, and I hope you will subscribe because I have a lot more videos to come. Thanks so much for viewing, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye now.